obviously been quite positive in the game quite recently. And so I think it's going to be one of my first real negative things for a while. And obviously we announced the new 5-star batch last week. And we've been starting testing those, which is obviously Snapdragon and Jetfire Skystriker. But we've not actually tested 5-star Trailbreaker yet once. It's the day before the event. And we still don't have 5-star Trailbreaker in test. We have 4-star Trailbreaker. We can use him. We don't have 5-star Trailbreaker. So we'll have to look at this and imagine 10% more stats, sadly. But we do have ability to eliminate, but I didn't want to do it without people seeing. So its allies within the force field now heal for 3% of their max health every second. That's pretty cool. It is only 12 seconds though, which is not massively long, but it's still pretty good. An upgrade item. So we've got, for 13 seconds, generate a force field that grants you and your fellow Autobots a reflection shield. Reflection is 32% of damage received. Your allies within the force field heal 3% of their max health per second. So yeah, 40,000 health, 369 DPS. Warrior. No G1 core yet to show. That's not come out yet. Thought it might be in this event, but sadly not. So let's have a look. Let's put these guys down. Let's put Trailbreaker down. Then we can use his ability. And you can see there. Puts a dome around the team. And it carries on slightly after he's moved. Carries on completely after he's moved. Then stops. Let's have a look. 6 seconds. Let's see how long it lasts for. Oh, it's not bugged, eh? But the shield comes up and it keeps attacking. I've not used Trailbreaker that much, Lancer, so yeah. So yeah, so it's supposed to work. It transforms and then continues. Not bad. So obviously the big question that everyone says is, should I go for him? So I think if you're an Autobot and you need Trailbreaker for Skyrim, I think it's kind of a must-have. I think. If you're a Decepticon, nah. But the big question I think that's going on people's lips is, who should I use? Should I use Trailbreaker? Should I use Trax? Should I use Overlord? So we've got the 3 here. So we've got one that's a warrior. Warrior. We've got one that's a special. Range special. And we've got a air class. So what are the pros and cons of each? So in terms of Trailbreaker, I think the pros are that it's good that the dome appears and then he walks sort of with the team so that the dome moves as well. 12 seconds is a decent amount of time for protection. And it's generally 32% reflection. So it does do damage back to the attacker as well. Now, Overlord, slightly different. When he transforms, he starts firing rockets, so he stays in place. So it's a bit more suitable when you're fighting outpost boss or something, when you know you're not going to move. Now, it's 50% damage reduction, which is a bit more, but it's 3 plus 4. But I think if you're going to use it more than twice, it starts getting expensive. But the big difference for Overlord is the hack immunity. That's a bit of a game changer. There's a lot of hack bots in the minute, and a lot of people are using Cosmos and Mindwipe in outposts and causing absolute chaos with them, I might say as well. You've obviously also got Computron Wildkaiser on defense as well, causing issues. So that hack immunity is huge. It does a bit of damage as well, but I think that's by the by. But that hack immunity 15 seconds, along with damage reduction, is great even on defense as well. And then we've got Trax. Now, Trax for me has always been quite OP because his first cost is 2, and that is super cheap considering it's 70% damage reduction. Now, if we compare that, like I said, to Overlord, who's doing 50% damage reduction, and we compare it to Trailbreaker, who's probably going to do about 35-40% with the 5-star version, 70% is wild. Not only is it 70%, it costs 2 ability points. Not only does it cost 2 ability points, it lasts for 21 seconds, which is crazy. And it also gives you an attack and movement speed as well. It is so OP, it's crazy. I think the fact that Overload and Trax can equip ranged combats as well is a massive win. And also the fact that Trailbreaker is kind of stuck with the alright combats. Yeah, there are some gems in there, but they're not the ranged combats that you want to see. So, for me, I think Trailbreaker is an essential part of Skyrim. So if you're an Autobot, you need to go for it. If you're a Decepticon, I think if you've got Trax, even as a 4-star, is better. You can place the smoke wherever you like. Trax don't have to be there. Trax can be another part of the map. And you can literally put it down if you want. Trax is far superior to anyone. And I get it's exclusive in the store right now as a 5-star. But you can literally use a 4-star. The 4-star is still better. I would say 4-star Trax is better than 5-star Overload and 5-star Trailbreaker. But if you are having problems with Cosmos and Mindwipe, Overload is a great bot to have. But getting him in position can be tricky. It's not a guarantee. Whereas smokes you can put wherever you like. So, it's up to you guys which one you want to use. I can see usage for all of them. I think 4-star Trax is far superior than all of them. But it's up to you guys. I understand people chasing different combiners. I understand people using Overload and anti-hack, and I understand Trax is absolutely amazing. But let me know what you guys think. Are you going to go for Trailbreaker this saga, this event? Just for the missing piece of Skyrim? Or are you going to go for other reasons? Or are you happy with Trailbreaker and go for him and you can go on his team? Or are you happy with Overload? I think he could do a job already and don't need Trailbreaker. Let me know.